Hello and welcome dear viewers to the another informative topic on decrease in dissolution rate on storage. So you might have heard that your products dissolution get slower or it does not meet the initial profile of dissolution, and you find that there is some problem in the batch, and on stability or on storage the dissolution is not meeting to the specification, or the profile of the dissolution got slow. So that is the decrease in dissolution rate on storage, and this is common with many of the formulation types. Mainly this happens with the immediate release formulations, and this is observed frequently with the immediate release formulations because the immediate release formulations dissolution profile is rapid. You can say that these release the drug within 15 minutes, or for some of the formulations 30 minutes, and for other some of the formulations might be 1 hour. So for immediate release formulations, 1 hour is the time during which more than 85% drug get released. But you might have come to the situation that your initial release was 85% within 15 minutes, and after 3 months or after 6 months at some of the storage conditions it is getting slowed down, or it is not meeting the release specifications. And that's why you may think that you have to make release specification and the shelf life specification as different, but this should not happen, and it is not accepted by the regulatory bodies, because whenever you are proving that your formulation is bioequivalent, that time as per the recommended storage conditions and as per the storage requirements, your formulation should meet the specification, and the release specification and the shelf life specification should be similar. So there are some requirements for the specification. The release specification and shelf life specification should be similar. This is why, because dissolution test is a performance test, and the formulation is required to perform similar when it is manufactured till the time it is expired, or throughout the shelf life, you can say. So if you have manufactured batch recently and it is meeting to the specification, but after 6 months of storage the dissolution is getting slower, and that's why it is not meeting the specifications. So that should not happen. Then the specifications are required to be clinically relevant, because this dissolution specification determines the bioavailability. It should discriminate the batches. Whatever the batches are manufactured into the production, those batches should get discriminated through the dissolution test, and that's why the dissolution specification are not required to be very wide. Then these specifications should not be under or over discriminatory. Under discriminatory means all the batches are passing as the specifications are wide, and over discriminatory means many of the batches are failing because the specifications are too narrow. Then the specifications should be such that it predicts the bioavailability, and that means it is clinically relevant. So it should be predictive of the bioavailability, and it should have some clinical relevance. So now you might have understood that the dissolution testing and the dissolution specifications are very important for the formulations. And if you are working on tablet formulation or capsule formulation, mainly oral solids or soft gelatin capsules, the soft gelatin capsules might be filled with liquid or clear liquid where the drug is dissolved, or the drug may be in the suspension form or the paste form. And for these products, the dissolution should be rapid, and that dissolution should be similar throughout the shelf life. So if you observe that you are storing the tablets or capsules in a final pack or intended marketed pack, and you observe that the dissolution is getting slower, that time you should evaluate it critically, and before getting the clear idea about the reasons, you should not fix the dissolution specifications and you should not go for the exhibitive batches. Let's see the another part, the dissolution mechanism. See, whenever the tablet or capsule formulation or soft gelatin capsule formulation is there, after reaching into the stomach, the tablet or capsule starts disintegrating. Why? Because fluid is present and that fluid penetrates into the tablet or capsule and that starts disintegrating. The disintegration is followed by dispersion of the granules. If you are working on a IR formulation, you might have observed this. The disintegration may be rapid, like within 2-3 minutes, and tablet may open by burst mechanism. Immediately the tablet will get the water and it will start swelling and burst will happen. Sometimes the tablet may erode. Slowly the tablet surface will erode, and by that erosion the tablet will disintegrate. And after this there is a solubilization of the drug in the fluids. If the formulation contain BCS class 1 or 3, the dissolution may be rapid. But if the formulation contain BCS class 2 or 4 drug, then it may have some slow dissolution or it may take some time to get dissolved. Then disintegration happens by penetration of the fluid into the tablet and by swelling or solubilization of the components. See, if the formulation contains soluble excipients, diluents and fillers, then through the solubilization of those fillers and diluents, the tablet will disintegrate and release its components. In case of hard gelatin capsule, the capsule shell will swell and will break down and it will release the filled material. In case of soft gelatin capsule, there will be a leakage. The capsule shell will leak and from that leak the filled material will come out. Then for capsule formulations, whether it is soft gelatin capsule or whether it is hard gelatin capsule, the disintegration will also take place. And if you observe the soft gelatin capsules, this capsule will swell little bit and then it will rupture or there will be a leak, that is also called as a rupture, and through that rupture the material will come out, that is filled material will come out and then the disintegration will happen. So for soft gelatin capsule, instead of this disintegration test, there is a specific test called as rupture test. Then coming to the factors affecting dissolution. See, there are many factors which affect the dissolution, like BCS class, then binder type, composition, fillers, diluents, lubricants, various processing parameters are there. But here only we are talking regarding the slowdown of dissolution. That's why I have enlisted some factors like composition. Composition in totality will have the impact on dissolution. Then disintegration time. Then absorbed moisture. If the formulation absorbs the moisture from the atmosphere, then that absorbed moisture will lead to formation of the uh, these are called as bridges, liquid bridges or solid bridges inside the material, or this absorbed moisture will increase the hardness, so that will decrease the dissolution. Then hardness. For some of the formulations, after manufacturing, the hardness go on increasing day by day, and then it will get stabilized. So that increase in hardness will have impact onto the disintegration and then on the dissolution. Then cross-linking in the gelatin capsule shell. So if there is a cross-linking in the gelatin, then that gelatin will become insoluble, and that insoluble gelatin will not get solubilized, or the disintegration time will vary. Pellicles will be formed, and that's why it will decrease the dissolution rate. Then low disintegrant action. If the disintegrant gets saturated with the water, or if it loses its disintegrating mechanism or disintegrant power, that time the tablet will not disintegrate, and that's why the release will be on lower side or slower side. Then API form change. If the API get converted to the crystalline form on storage, and if crystalline form is not soluble, if you are making a formulation with amorphous form, and on storage that amorphous form gets changed to the crystalline form, and if that crystalline form is not having solubility, that time the dissolution will be on slower side with storage. Then degradation of API also may happen because of some of the moisture or absorbed moisture. The API will degrade, or API may become hard, or may become aggregated, and that's why the dissolution may come down. That is, slower dissolution will be there. Then moisture absorption, we have seen, if the tablet absorb moisture or capsule absorb moisture, the penetration of liquid will not be much, because already moisture is present there. Then hardening of tablets. If the tablets become hard on storage, so that additional hardness will give rise to decrease in the dissolution. Then decrease or loss in disintegrant activity, API degradation, solubilization and recrystallization of some soluble components. Generally, this recrystallization and solubilization happens with the soluble components like sugars are there, sugar derivatives are there, like mannitol is there, sucrose is there, maltose is there, dextrine is there, then isomalt is there. So with these sugar alcohol diluents, after absorption of moisture, these tablets will become hard, and that's why it will decrease the dissolution. Then gelatin cross-link. So now we know the factors. Now we will see how to control the slow dissolution on storage. So first is composition optimization. Make batches with different composition, with different disintegrants, their levels, their position like intragranular, extragranular, and the ratios. Then ratio of the soluble to insoluble material like lactose to MCC, mannitol to MCC, mannitol to starch, or lactose to starch, or lactose to disintegrant, and put these batches on stability, so that you will come to know whether your formulation is prone to the slower dissolution or not. Then selection of suitable disintegrant and level. Generally, disintegrant should be selected on study of disintegrant action and the level. So make batches with different disintegrants and see which disintegrant is best suited for the formulation. Then its level. So disintegrant level should be optimized in general for higher formulations from 2 to 6% or 7% disintegrant can be used. Then selection of best packaging materials. For example, if you are packaging the tablets with PVC blister, so PVC blister is more permeable to the moisture, and the tablet stored with PVC blister may get the moisture absorbed, and that's why may become hard or may become soft. So use the packaging material which is providing you to the barrier, like alu blister is there, PVC PVDC blister is there, PVC PVDC acrylic blister is there. So keep on studying these blisters, keep on studying the effect of packaging material onto the dissolution. Then selection of manufacturing process. So manufacturing process also may have impact. If the product is required to be formulated with direct compression without the use of solvents like water or hydroalcoholic or non-aqueous, and you are manufacturing it with wet granulation, it will give the problems. So select the manufacturing process wisely. Also keep the batches on stability manufactured with direct compression if possible, and if it is suited for the formulation or product, then wet granulation and roller compaction, so that you will understand the behavior of your product and behavior of the API. Then use enzyme for the products which show gelatin cross-linking. Generally, pepsin is used if the media is acidic like 0.1 normal HCl, and pancreatin is used if the media is 6.8 phosphate buffer or the pH is 6.8 for the dissolution media. Then perform open exposure studies to know the product behavior. Whenever you manufacture the batches or study the batches, that time keep the tablets for open exposure and observe their hardness, DT and dissolution, so that you will understand whether the storage conditions are affecting to the dissolution or not. Then check the hardness DT of stability samples and relate it to the dissolution. Whenever you get the stability samples like 6-month samples, so evaluate the hardness and disintegration of those samples, relate it with the initial hardness and DT, and also relate the dissolution of stored sample versus dissolution at initial stage. Then you will get the clear idea whether the formulation will be showing slower dissolution or not. So slow dissolution on stability is not a new type of phenomenon. It is very old and it is very well known to the people in the pharma industry. But whenever you are working onto the formulation, that time you should understand these mechanisms, and if you observe that the formulation behavior is showing the dissolution may get slow on stability, that time you optimize your formulation, optimize your manufacturing process and select the best packaging material. Generally, alu blister will give you the best possible results without slow dissolution. Then HDP bottles are there. In HDP bottle, you can go for heavyweight HDP bottle, or you can also check in the glass bottles, because glass is the most impermeable material. Also, you can evaluate the packaging material like blister key kept into the alu pouch, and many combinations can be made. So this is regarding the information for slow dissolution on stability or decrease in the dissolution rate on storage. See, dissolution is a very vast topic, and dissolution is the key parameter for the formulations which are given by the oral route. So always try to learn more and more about the dissolution and the factors affecting dissolution. Try to understand your formulation and keep learning. So you might have got a good idea and good learning out of this video. I hope that you will get the informative videos from this channel. Kindly do like, share and subscribe to Farmer Learning in Depth channel. Share it with your friends, and let's meet soon with such kind of informative topic. Till then, take care and bye bye. Thank you.